You know the ones I'm talking about, right? Those huge, life-altering decisions that feel like they carry the weight of the entire world. Well, in this explainer, we're going to tackle that decision anxiety head-on. We're going to find a path from that feeling of being stuck to a place of power, so you can make your next big choice with real confidence and clarity. Let's dive in.
Yeah, does this look familiar? That gut-wrenching moment when you're caught between a few different options and the fear of making the wrong move is just so intense you freeze. You're not alone in this. Not at all. And that feeling, we're about to take it apart piece by piece.
Okay, so first things first, let's just validate that struggle. This paralysis isn't just something in your head. It has real, tangible costs that can ripple through every single part of your life.
Here's the tough truth. Not deciding is a decision. It's a choice to just accept whatever comes from doing nothing. I mean, think about it. Those choices you put off, they create this mental and physical drain. They can literally pile up as clutter in your home, they can breed resentment with the people you love, and they can completely stall your career. When it comes down to it, avoiding big decisions means you're just letting life happen to you instead of grabbing the wheel.
So why is this so unbelievably hard? Let's get into the pretty fascinating psychology of how our minds actually make choices. Because spoiler alert, it is not as straightforward as you might think. This whole idea is backed up by some pretty wild science. In one study, people were asked to choose between 4 pairs of nylon stockings that were actually identical, and they almost always chose the last pair in the line. But here's the kicker. When they were asked why, they made up all these reasons about the quality or the feel. They had no idea that it was just the position that made them choose it. We are experts at creating logical reasons for choices our subconscious has already made. This brings us to 2 really different styles of making decisions. So as you look at this, which one sounds more like you? Are you a maximizer, the person who agonizes over finding the single best possible option and then often ends up second-guessing it? Or are you a satisficer, someone who finds an option that's good enough and just moves on? What's really interesting is that research shows satisficers are generally way happier with their choices because they let go of the what-ifs. This quote from Freud really points to a powerful tool that we often forget about, our unconscious mind. He's basically saying that for the really big stuff, the answer isn't going to be found in a pros and cons list. It comes from somewhere way deeper. This is what psychologists now call intuitive intelligence. See, while our conscious mind can only juggle a few pieces of information at once, our unconscious is like a supercomputer, processing a huge number of factors all at the same time. Get this, in one experiment, people who were distracted right before choosing a piece of art were actually more satisfied with their choice a month later than the people who carefully thought it over. Their unconscious mind saw the big picture, and it led to a better long-term decision. Okay, I get it. What if you're not quite ready to just trust your gut? For those of us who really crave some structure, don't worry, there's a clear, logical process we can use. Let's call this the head part of our decision-making toolkit. This 4-step framework can be your anchor. First, define your objective. What problem are you really trying to solve here? Second, gather your info from sources you actually trust. Third, analyze your options. You know, a good old-fashioned pros and cons list can work wonders. And finally, and this is the most crucial step of all, act. You have to make the choice and then commit to it. But that last step, acting, that's where so many of us get stuck in what's called analysis paralysis, right? We just research and research forever. The solution is actually super simple, but it's powerful. Set a firm, totally non-negotiable deadline for your decision. This creates just enough healthy pressure to focus on what really matters and, actually move forward. And hey, if you want to make that analysis step even more effective, here's a little secret for you. Research shows that we are 22% more likely to make the best choice when we can see and compare all of our options at the exact same time. So don't look at them one by one. Lay everything out on the table in front of you. But look, a purely rational approach, that's only half the story. We've covered the head. Now let's explore the heart, that complementary and equally important power of your intuitive wisdom. Now, this isn't about giving up control. It's about letting go of the need for control. It means taking a step back from your ego's frantic calculations and just opening yourself up to signs and guidance, both from deep inside you and from the world around you. Let me tell you a quick story about this from author Dr. Lissa Rankin. She was facing this exact decision. She had other commitments, she really didn't want to leave her daughter, and she only had 24 hours to get her deposit back. So what did she do? She decided to practice this idea of surrender. And you're not going to believe what happened next.
Just 15 minutes after asking the universe for guidance, she walked into a coffee shop and saw a sign for a new Peruvian coffee blend that literally said, "Say yes to Peru." Over the next day, she and her partner got 5 different signs telling them yes. It just goes to show, when you're open to listening, the world can respond in some pretty amazing ways.
So how does your intuition actually speak to you? Well, start by paying attention to your body. Is that a flutter of excitement in your chest, or is it a tight knot of dread in your stomach? Trust that deep gut feeling, that inner knowing. Notice your dreams. They're often messages from your unconscious. And please don't ignore your pain. Emotional pain is a powerful compass that's trying to point you away from what's not right for you.
So we have the head and we have the heart. The final step is to bring them both together and take that leap confidently and without looking back.
This requires a really crucial shift in your mindset. You have to let go of perfectionism. The goal isn't to find the one, single, flawless path. That doesn't exist. It's to make a good enough choice, one that lines up with your values and allows you to learn and grow and just keep moving.
Still wondering if the time is right to make a big change? Here is your metric, your clear signal. When the pain of staying where you are becomes greater than the fear of what's next, that's your sign. It's time to leap.
But what about that fear of regret? The key is to just reframe it. There are no truly wrong decisions. There are only opportunities to learn. Every single choice, no matter how it turns out, gives you wisdom for the future. You always come out stronger on the other side.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about that next big decision that's on your horizon. After everything we've talked about, what will you listen to first? Your rational mind, your deep intuition, or maybe the powerful harmony of both? The choice, as always, is yours.